Hi, boys and girls. It's so good to see you again today. I'm sure you remember a lot of our lesson from the day before, and we were working with the short O sound. And let's all say that short O sound together. It says ah, and we did several words that had the ah sound, okay? Today we'll be using the same chips, but I'll also be trading my sound chip for my letter chip. So what, or for my spelling chip, watch me. So the first one is my turn, and our first word is sob. So I will stretch s, a, b. And now I'll build the word with my sound chips. S is our first sound. A is our short vowel. B is our consonant sound. Sob. I pulled down my chips, okay? But now I want to trade my short vowel chip, my sound chip, for the letter chip to remind us that we have the ah sound in here. Sob is our word, okay? So whenever there's a letter on the chip, it's called the spelling chip, okay? Now I'll be able to write that word below. I do know that there's 3 sounds, so we'll only use 3 boxes. And you might have paper like this, or your teachers might have you draw some. So you might be doing this activity with me now, or you might get to do it on another time. But if I want to put my letters in here, I just say each sound slowly as I write my word. Remember, our word is sob. So now I'm going to say it slowly, stretch it out. S, and I would write my letter S. Ah, B. And that's my letter B, sob. And I wrote that in there. So our sound chips can help us write words. Let's try a few more. One of the reasons we do it with the chips first is to really think about those sounds and how we hear them. So here's our next word. Let's do this one together. Sad. Let's stretch it out. S-a-d. Sad. Well, let's build it. Sad. I can't use that letter chip, can I? Because it isn't that sound, but I can use this one because this stands for any of the short vowel sounds. So even though this word doesn't follow our pattern today, we can still build it. Sad. Yes, I would need this. Sad. Is this a closed syllable? Yes, it is, because I see one vowel followed by one or more consonants. It's a closed syllable, but it does not follow our pattern. So we're not going to write the word today. Okay, here's another. What if the word was hot? Hot. Let's stretch that together. T. I hear 3 sounds. Hot. Here we go. As our blue chip. Ah. Yes, that follows our pattern, doesn't it? T. As our consonant. Hot. And now we can write it on the paper. So as we look at the paper, we know we have 3 sounds. And so we just stretch each one slowly as we put in our letters. That's an H I'm writing. Ah. Well, that's my short O sound. T. That's the letter T. Notice how I don't really say the names of the letters as I'm writing them. I just say the sounds in my brain as putting down the letter I know that makes that sound. What was our first word we wrote? Sob. And then we wrote hot. Very good. We'll do a couple more, but this time we're going to switch them, and it's kind of the opposite. So I'm going to erase these 2, okay? This time I'm going to write a word for you first, and we're going to see if we can build it and then say the word, okay? So I'm going to write this word, and don't anybody say it yet, okay? So here's my word. It has the letter R-O-B. Well, if I say R-O-B, that really doesn't help me get the word, does it? So let's build it. So this would make what sound? And that's our blue chip, right? That's our consonant sound. What sound do we have here? ah, and that's our letter ch right there. And then we have a B, and that's what sound? B. That's our consonant sound. So as I look here, I notice that I see one vowel followed by one or more consonants. And that's our pattern, boys and girls. And sometimes this really helps people say, well, that vowel is a short sound. So what vowel sound does that make? Ah, because it's a closed syllable. So if we look here, we know that this is a closed syllable word. I want you to read this word when I sweep my finger under it. I'm not going to read it with you, though. I want to hear you say it. Ready? Here we go. Did you say rob? I bet you did. Rob. Okay? We know that that O is the ah sound because it's a closed syllable. Let's try another one like that. All right, so I'm going to write one other word on here. I think I'm going to write this word right here. Okay? Now, if you know this word, don't say it. Okay? Here's the word. Okay, we got to build it. Okay, what do I see first there? Is that a consonant or a vowel? It's a consonant. So we'll put our blue chip down. Remember the vowels, there's only 5 vowels, okay? What's that next one? Is that a consonant or a vowel? Yes, it's a vowel. It's even our letter O sound chip. And the last one, that's a consonant. Okay, so let's stop a minute. Let's look. If we have one vowel followed by one or more consonants, we know the vowel says the short sound, so it's going to say ah. That's a closed syllable. So that tells us how to read the word. So boys and girls, I'm going to sweep my finger and I want you to say this word out loud. Ready? Did you all say it right? Did you say sop? If you said sop, thumbs up to you because that was the right word. Okay? Boys and girls, you are doing a great job at learning how to build words. Remember about closed syllables. One vowel followed by one or more consonants, and the vowel sound is short. Thanks for playing.